This morning is rising. I want to talk in depth about life and where you stand on this wonderful planet. There's a guru sitting on top of the mountain, sat still. There was this man, this being, or female, whatever you encourage to think of, and lots of questions for this guru, lots of questions about life. So this being started to walk up the mountain to go and see this guru that I've been told about. And it wasn't an easy climb. Sometimes I had to go through the woods and hold on to the trees as I had to climb. Sometimes it would be thorns. Sometimes there would be a stream running down. You get wet, you get cold, you get moist, you get too hot, it gets windy. This person had a question. More than one question about life. The Buddha, the Guru, was sat at the top, using his eyes, looking around, and then closing his eyes and breathing. Still, like the tree itself. The guru had looked like it's rooted itself on top of the mountain, observing everything around. The stars at night, the moon, the sun, the animals, the weather, under the tree giving them shelter from the rain, under the tree giving shelter from the sun. Not too hot, not too cold, not too wet, not too dry. But the being carried on walking up to go and meet this guru. Cuts. This being had so many questions, he took a bag with him. And on his back had a bag with books in it, with questions. So as it carried up, going through the thorns, there's no path created. This person, this being, was creating his own path, making his way to the guru. "600 meters high in the sky." It took a week for the being to get to the top. Cuts, bruises, stones, feet sore, swelled. And it gets to the top, and the guru hadn't moved. Still there, observing. The being had no energy to run, and no energy to talk. The guru looked at the being on the right hand side, tapped his hand, and said, "Come," didn't even say a word, packed his hand onto the ground to entice the being to sit. After enduring the climb, the hardest climb in the snow, the sun, the rocks, through the thorns, the big heavy bag full of questions to get to the top. he got to the top, he was too tired to even ask a question. Now the being is observing. You see, in life, we have our own way home. We have our DNA, or our ancestors. And our ancestor was once us. Sometimes we come off route. Sometimes we go back to route. But whatever it is, we're all going in the same direction. Whatever happens, or whatever is around you, physically, is there in the spiritual world. There's always a question about life. But this should be something that you shouldn't be afraid of. Coming into this existence, there would have been a question before. We merely are the I ams of the whole universe, exploring itself, separating itself from good and bad. And there has been beings on here which has created humans. What they've created, they've had to stay behind. These beings have had to stay behind and create a system for people who are lost. These are called, what I would like to call, Christ's ropes. Everyone has a rope on side of them. If I was fishing for shallow fish, I'm not going to go with a deep rope. I'll go with a small rope. But if I want to have big fish live in the depths, full of density, I'm going to go with a bigger rope. Some people need more help than others. Some people and beings are lost, but they shall be found, because there is death and rebirth on this world. You cannot change others, you can merely point the way. Another story about the Guru and the being is this one. There's no mountain to climb on this one. It's a walk. This being wants to ask loads of questions to the Guru about life. Questions that haven't been answered. In the being's eyes, things are unfair and unjust. Need help, being lost. So every morning, the Guru had an hour, he would answer questions. And the being went there every hour, in that hour, to ask that question every day. Got ready for the question and went. Every time he got to the Guru to ask the question, he would say the question to the Guru. Guru, why is it some people can eat and some people cannot? The Guru would turn around and say, go stretch on that. Your answer lies in your body stretching. Ask me a better question next time. The being was like, well, that kind of answers that. What is that? And what am I supposed to take from that? Go and stretch my body? Anyway, he didn't go and stretch his body. came back and asked another question. The next day at 12 o'clock, went and asked another question. Guru, why did my relationship break down with my partner 3 years ago? I've been in so much pain since then. Why? If love is the answer, why didn't I just feel love? Why did we fall out? Guru looked. Go and stretch and ask your body that question. Baffled from the answer from the Guru, the being went. This time when he went home, he starts to look into stretching. He remembers from PE a couple of stretches he used to do in sports. And he grabbed hold of his legs, and just that memory of being a kid, no responsibility, just having fun and stretching the body out, he remembered that form as he picked up his leg and reminded himself of his stretches. Next day, 12 o'clock, goes back to the Guru. Guru, why did you take my mum away from me and my father in that car accident? Why? Not why did you, but what's the sense of it? Again, I just feel hurt and pain from that experience. Guru looked and went, go and stretch on it. Ask your body and stretch it. Again, puzzled by the fact he said about stretching. Bean went back and promised that he would do it to himself. So when he first started doing his stretches, he thought about when he was in childhood stretches. Then he decided to do some more stretching. He thought about his mum and his dad in a car accident, who passed away in the pain. And as he stretched, he realized how tight he was in his muscles, how seized up they were, how stiff he had become. He doesn't remember being this stiff. So as he gets into a position and then pulls on his muscles, he screams, ah, oh, wow, God, oh, Jesus, I'm so tight, I'm so sore. After his 3-hour stretch, he thinks the next question. He goes back to the Guru. The Guru, 12 o'clock. I have a question. I was once working and I became unemployed. I had no money and I felt like I seeked for help, but nothing came to my aid. I know I lost my partner 3 years ago, and I lost my parents in a car accident too. And I wonder why there's death and disease in this world. But to become unemployed as well, after losing my partner before I lost my mum and dad, I found this very hard on my body, and my finances were falling apart. In fact, I lost my house. And it all stemmed from my partner and me splitting up. I don't have children, but I would like to have children. I feel the world that I live upon is not the world that I should be on. I feel I'm an alien of this place. And I've been kicked around and pushed around so much feel like I don't want to be here. The Guru looked at him. Go ask your body that question and stretch. Guru, why do you keep telling me to stretch? I will tell you tomorrow at 12. So he goes back and he spends 9 hours stretching. And as he starts stretching and he starts flickering back in his memory of his question and then going back in time of the experience he was going through, his body was tight. He was in pain and he started to cry. But as the pain slipped away, his body started to stretch again. He became more flexible in his body. He was able now to bend and touch his toes. He hadn't been doing this for a long time. He's not been able to touch his toes. He hasn't had a relationship with his toes for a very long time. His back felt so light. He could move into positions. 9 hours of stretching, holding, thinking about my past. He woke up the next morning and he had questions that he wanted to ask the Guru, but he decided not to ask the question this time. He walked to the Guru feeling lighter. As he approached the Guru, he sat down, much more calmer. He said, Guru, what were you going to tell me about stretching? The Guru looked to him and said, listen here. You observe everything you do. And your body holds everything you've done. Your memories are in your tissues. You are tight because you haven't flushed through. You are tight because you're not flexible. Water, when it's stagnant, creates algae and moss. Come walk with me and I'll show you what I mean. She stands up, walks with the Guru, and the Guru looks like he's floating, but he's walking with him. And he gets to a patio. And he says, look at this patio here. It's rained for months. Look how green it is. Look at the algae. He went, yes, Guru, but how does this help me? He said, that is stagnant water. I asked you one question. How do you clean it? I jet wash it. Right. So he says, you have a jet wash which cleans, which is water, powered, flowing water. And then you have stagnant water, which lays upon here, creates algae. So you use water versus water, right? He says, yeah. Your water is your emotion. If you hold things inside, they become stagnant. You understand this? Your body becomes tight and unable and unwilling to open up because you are not flowing. 90% water, but you are not flowing. You are still water. You must learn to flow. Remember this. All of your life, remember this. Algae is a form of water which stays still. it creates disease and unease. You use fast water to clean, flow. You cannot do it any other way. The only other way is if you have a dirty dish bowl which is stubborn with grease, food particles on it. You would warm the water up, which is called friction, where you once lived upon. For you to be existing in this life, you need warmth and water. Warm water is workout. When you got stuff going in your body, you have to warm up the body to get rid of it. How do you destroy diseases and illness and sickness if your body does not warm up to remove it? It works the same way. You, my friend, have become too still in your life. You must learn to stretch, because if you stretch, you will create light through your body. You have channels of light going from your head all the way through your body. You must learn to have a relationship with oneself. Be in control of your toe, because these are light particles. You become too stiff, you will now lose your body and the connection. Too still. You eat the wrong food. You must eat living food. Fruit that you can pick from the tree. Why? Because it flows. It's always moving. This is what I'm going to teach you. Just stretch your emotions out until they disappear. Stretch them. Even if you have to write until you run out of words. And then stretch on it. One journey here, one life here, one experience, one death in this form. Back to the pond you go. Flow, flow. Nothing written down there. I'm just telling you a story that I just created inside of my head right now. You must learn. Everyone is on their own path of going home. We are filtered down energy to go and pick up different experiences. The father and the mother, they do not judge. Because the father and the mother have been both, good and bad. They don't judge you. You judge yourself. When the time comes of passing away and dying, you must learn a practice of detachment of this world. This doesn't mean that you don't participate in the drama and you become your character. Because like it says in the Bible, don't bury your gifts. Your gifts are given to you. Stand up and show people your gifts. Because some people need to see that. If I got a gift and I just helped 4 people out of my life, but these 4 people become amazing people and they're able to guide even more people. You unlocked someone inside of someone else. I have 5 children. I have to give them the space and the environment for them to be themselves. And at the same time, I have to walk on the water. The water, the maritime law. The waters that Jesus walks on, I shall not be swallowed up in it. Every time you feel like you're being swallowed up, take a deep breath and think about yourself. I am. You observe your hand. Everyone, every being on this earth has their own unique relationship with the sun. If I stand next to the sea, I will see the sun rays rippling with my own eyes. My partner, who's next to me, she'll see it in her eyes. But the ripples are different. Mine are angled at hers, hers angled at hers. We have our own consciousness, but it is one. We see the moon at different angles, see the sun at different angles, but they're the same ones, but they're not. If I check my chart, my birth chart, you'll see where the sun is. That's the same sun that came down. It's the same one I've seen in the sky since I've been alive. You're all experiencing something different, but it's the same thing. 6 blind men and the elephant. You are on your journey home. Whatever you see right in front of you is a projection from you. People come into your life because they need to bring something out of you. That being that you see right now is the father's and the mother's gifts for you to come home. If they're challenging you, you created that chemical reaction. And that chemical reaction, which is in front of you, you created it for you to be aware of it, and it exists inside of you for you to deal with. Oh, that person, I can't stand that person, I don't like that person, because it does a chemical reaction inside of your body, you don't like that person. So then what's it teaching you? A character. Overcome it. But that doesn't mean that you have to walk around and love everyone. It's not like that. All that's doing is it's like an electric fence. I don't like that person. Cool. You don't like that person? You don't need to hang around that person. You want to go keep touching that electric fence and go near that person? You get zapped every time. How else would I ever be able to put you on the right path? How would he be able to put you on the right path? If he doesn't put people in your life which bring up things inside of you, that means you didn't like that person, or you didn't like that thing, or you didn't like that food. Yeah. That's how you get animals to move. It's the same thing. But if you jump over that fence after being electrocuted, then it's all about trying to find your way back. Some people don't. They go a different path. And then what they do, they end up going down their ancestors' path. They've already done some work. You've already done that. You've already done a past life. People go back into alcohol and smoking. That was probably a past life trauma, and they probably needed alcohol to do that. They probably lost all their kids in a war and stuff, and they wanted to drink alcohol. But you jumped over the fence, and you've gone back to the past. You've gone back to there's a blood inside of you which enjoyed that, because there was something what actually really happened and hurt more than anything in the world, and you jump back to it. This fighting all the time needs to stop. Just be consciously aware of what feels good and what feels bad. The government's here because other people need help. Remember the rope? If I was fishing, some people need it. They need it. And then what happens is they start to wake up slowly and things start to change again. Look. Just accept where you are and stretch out. And don't carry too much up a path you've never gone up before. Become light first. Then you can walk up that path. The fawns, demands. Backpack, world on your shoulders. Drop the pack. Don't go through the forms. Become light and stretch. Don't get zapped too many times. Use the system as it is. You have freedom to travel. Yes, you got your passports. Yes, you need that sort of stuff. That's just the way it is at the moment. We chose this. There was a time that we were never able to travel. There was times that we could think places and become it. Much love to you guys. Love, live and empathize. Enjoy.